Hey guys, Antonio here again with some more of The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill. Today, we're going to talk about Lesson 11, Accurate Thought. This is a very important chapter because I feel like a lot of people think they're thinking accurate thoughts, but in reality they're not. I do this all the time, and I'm trying to get better with it, but it's definitely very hard. So in order to think accurately, you need to be able to separate facts from non-facts. And facts can come into there's two different types of facts. There's either important or non-important facts, or relevant or irrelevant facts. Now you can think of it as like a spectrum. There's important and relevant, which would be the most important facts because they're important and they matter to you. There's important but irrelevant, something that matters to something that you don't have any effect on. That's important and irrelevant. Unimportant and relevant would be something that is happening right now but doesn't really affect what's happening. And then there's unimportant and irrelevant, a useless fact that gets thrown at you all the time. And I would say that a lot of the things you hear during the day are mostly unimportant and irrelevant. So, as an accurate thinker, you should know that all your news sources, whether it be people, social media, actual news companies, you need to realize that these companies are and these people are not always accurate in their reports. Everyone has a little bit of bias to them, and most of the times people have a lot of bias to them. So you really need to watch out for the information you get and be able to tell what's a fact and what's fake from what they're saying. By the way, this is in no way feeding into the fake news stuff that's going on. This is simply just how to think accurately. If you see someone that that slanders someone else, or makes fun of them, or tends to take an argument and turn it about the person and not about the facts that we're talking about at that time, you might say, "Oh, you're stupid. Why should I believe you?" Automatically, you should take what the person who called the other person stupid, you should take what they say with a small grain of salt, because they're not basing things off of fact. They're automatically very biased towards the situation, because when they're aggravated, the people tend to call names and associate things with everything bad, even though they don't. They might not necessarily be bad. And if you're following along in my Thinking Fast and Slow series, you can tell that that happens with the halo effect. Which, if I haven't gotten into it yet, we'll get into a very, very... it'll follow along in that book a lot, so watch out for that. And the time where accurate thinking comes in the most important is when your mind is sick. If you're thinking negatively, the ability to snap out of it, the ability to see things as they are and not as your perception of the facts are, will truly be able to get you to a new place, because you'll be so much stronger if you can fight back in a time where you're not feeling good mentally, physically, and from there you can come back out of it and notice that things are not where they should be. You're only taking perceptions of the facts instead of the actual facts. That's when you'll become more of an accurate thinker. And now they give a couple of steps here, as Napoleon likes to do with all of these lessons, on how to think accurately. So first, you need to realize that the mind can be controlled, guided, and directed to creative and constructive ends. It can be used for very good purposes. So you need to realize that fact first. Second, you need to realize that the mind can be directed towards very destructive ends. At the same time that you can focus on very positive things, you can also focus on very negative things. And those things can either spiral you upwards or spiral you downwards. Third thing you need to realize is the mind has power over every cell in the body, and the body is an instrument of the mind to to act out sorry, to act out what the mind is thinking. So the body is really here just as an instrument of the mind. And fourth, that everything that mankind has achieved has originated originally as a thought, which the body then comes in as in second place because it's taking what the mind thought and now is taking and now acting on it. So the body is just an instrument to act on it and a place to hold the mind. And then fifth, you need to realize that anything has actually become through thought and actually transformed into reality by people through their minds and their bodies. So all of these 5 facts, basically all of these 5 steps leading up to the 6th one, basically saying that your mind is very powerful. It controls everything. You need to watch out for what's coming in because what's coming in will affect what's coming out. And the 6th step here, you need to realize that the majority of all thoughts conceived in anyone's mind, mine, yours, anyone else's, are usually not accurate. And they're usually the nature of opinions and snap judgments. Again, if you're following along and thinking fast and slow, you'll really realize that a lot of your thoughts are coming in as judgments based off of recent events and past experiences. That's what your perception of the events are. And then you go and tell someone your perception of the events, which is already biased. Now they throw their mask on it with their perception, and now from there it continuously changes. So unless if you saw the information firsthand and saw what happened firsthand, it's very hard to have actual facts. At the end of this chapter, they give a nice little thing about failure, which was really cool. So I want to talk a couple steps about failure here. And it's very important to have accurate thinking towards failure because failure doesn't necessarily mean anything bad. It's the way you look at it that makes it bad. You have the negative connotations towards failure. But if you change your mind to thinking failure is a positive thing and you focus on what you can learn from it, that's when you can come out of failure. So if you're undergoing what you believe to be failure, you need to have patience for what's going on is a testing time. The process, as people like to call it, like Gary Vee and stuff like that, you need to deal with the process because that shapes you into the person that you like to be. If your goal is up here and you're down here, you're going to end up going a little bit to the right, then the process will correct you, move you over a little bit. Sorry, this is probably not good. You're going to be going up straight and then you might go a little bit to the right. The process will be like, you're not going that way. Come straight back to the middle. Then you might go a little bit off to the left. You might go backwards and the process will be like, nope, you got to go back. So it's just a testing time, and that's what you need to have that accuracy of thought to realize. You usually make up your mind when you usually make up your mind to win at something, that's usually when you win. When your back is against the wall, you've cut off all forms of retreat, you have nothing to do besides go forward and go towards your goal, that's usually when you'll get it. So I hope you enjoyed that little ending there on failure. If you really like today's video on accuracy of thought, please click the like button down low. I'd much appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed this book, Law of Success, please take some time and read it yourself because there's so much more information in there that you can get. So I left the link in the description down low for you to click on and buy the book on Amazon. Leave a comment down low of any future books you'd like me to do. I'm going to be doing a new one soon. We only got 5 more chapters of this one, I think. And also, subscribe for more videos and share with your friends on social media who need to think accurately. I'm sure you have a lot of friends that need to do that. Have a great day.